because I saw someone on Twitter was like, who asked for this? And I was like, literally me. As soon as Fury Road was over, I went to my wife. I want a Furiosa. Like, I don't even need Mad Max anymore. Get him out of here. I want Furiosa movies for the rest of my days. Young Junk. Let's move on to the other part of the show that I enjoy, which is the main review. We're going to be talking about Furiosa. That's how her theme song goes, right?
It is. Furiosa, a Mad Max saga. Okay.
Directed by George Miller.
Sure. Go with the credits.
Okay. Written by George Miller and Nick Lathoris, starring Anya Taylor-Joy, Chris Hemsworth, Tom Burke, Alila Brown, and Elsa Pataki. Snatched from the green place of many mothers, young Furiosa falls into the hands of a great biker horde led by the warlord Dementus. Swiffering through the wasteland, they come across the Citadel, presided over by the Immortan Joe. As the two tyrants fight for dominance, Furiosa soon finds herself in a nonstop battle to make her way home. Go.
I have a small problem with the title of this movie. Mm-hmm. Saga, I feel, is incorrectly utilized. Or, yeah. So the official title is Furiosa: a Mad Max Saga.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Shouldn't it be a Mad Max story or the Mad Max Saga?
Right.
Not a Mad Max Saga.
So your problem
Saga
is that
the
you
breadth
don't think
of all the stories together.
Yes.
You don't
I
think
see what you're saying now.
Furiosa by itself is not a saga.
Furiosa itself can be a saga, but they decided to demarcate it as part of the Mad Max saga, not its own separate Mad Max saga.
Well, it is its own Mad Max saga. That's what you're saying.
No. I'm saying it is a facet of the Mad Max saga,
Saga's like
or it is a Mad Max story.
What's bigger than a saga, though?
I don't know. Nothing. The universe. Saga is the umbrella with which all these stories are told.
Yeah.
So it would be a part of the Mad Max
They're
saga,
all a
not
part of the Mad Max saga.
Mad Max saga. So it should be Furiosa, Furiosa, the Mad Max saga. It's a part of the Mad Max saga, not a Mad Max saga. Or it's a Mad Max story within the larger Mad Max saga.
Well,
words
tell them.
matter.
Words do matter.
Literally, words matter.
Words
this is
matter.
In the nitty gritty of hierarchies and paradigms of titling. Shit like this matters, and I hate that an entire corporation didn't just throw out the
Just make Mad Max saga.
Star Wars did it perfectly. Solo, a Star Wars story.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's the way you should go. And also Twilight did it perfectly. Sorry, guys.
The Twilight Saga.
It was the Twilight Saga.
I was
it was
waiting
New Moon, the Twilight
for my
Saga.
time to shine here.
I see.
The Twilight Saga.
The paradigm tells you that all of these things put together are a full saga, not this one story is a saga.
Yeah, it's not New Moon, a Twilight Saga. It's the Twilight Saga, New Moon.
Can a separate saga exist inside of a larger
That's
saga?
right. Can you in saga?
So then
Inception
it would be
a saga?
If so, in this instance, it would be Furiosa, a Furiosa saga.
You piece
The
of
Mad
shit.
Max Saga.
The Mad Max. Yeah, it doesn't make sense. Other than that,
how do we
4
move
stars.
on from this?
4.5 stars, 5 stars.
All right, so you are a huge Mad Max Fury Road fan.
I think.
Wait, hold on. Are you a Mad Max fan or are you a Mad Max Fury Road fan?
A Mad Max fan.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, it's the one I remember being under 10 years old and watching Road Warrior and being wildly obsessed with how they pulled that off. Yeah. You know, I don't know if anybody's seen Road Warrior. It's honestly, it's basically the same movie as Fury Road. Max agrees to transport a tanker of gasoline to another location for his own benefit, and then shit goes bad. He has to save a couple of people, but it's basically just a chase movie, or the whole movie is structured around one chase.
So let's backtrack just a skosh.
Yeah.
So if you don't know Mad Max, starring
which one?
Mad Max.
Oh, Mel Gibson.
Mel Gibson.
Yeah.
The first film is not a pre-apocalypse.
It's
pre-apocalypse Australia.
It's I guess pre-apocalypse. It's post and there's pre. What's the middle? Mid-apocalypse. It's mid-apocalypse Australia.
I know Antemortem and postmortem from my job, and then perimortem's like around
Peripocalypse.
around the time of death.
Peripocalypse,
Yeah.
mid-apocalypse. It's during
Mid-apocalypse.
the apocalypse.
You know
The
what?
dominoes are falling.
this-
it's about to apocalypse.
It's
You know
about to happen.
Yeah.
Speaking of our own personal apocalypse that's going on right now, pretty mid. So Mad Max, the original, takes place
Not cool.
peri-apocalypse, and he's just a cop. He's a copper.
The
and
main
he's-
force.
Of what?
They're called the main force.
Oh.
The main force police.
And he comes across bad guys, and then bad guys get mad at him, and they're like, "We're gonna murder your family," and then
They're
they
like,
do
we're
that.
mad at you, Max, and that's how the movie.
And that's how, yeah.
It is, you know what? Let me look
Mad
up
at Max.
the year it
A
came
Mad
out.
at Max saga.
Nice,
The
nice.
Mad at Max saga. Sorry.
The Mad at Max saga. Yeah.
Perfect.
Mad at Max saga. That would work fine too. Yeah.
Damn
Just
it.
not the.
So,
Sorry, I brought it back.
and so
Never-
and so
never
it's
be
a
sorry.
revenge. It's a pretty straightforward revenge tale. And then the Road Warrior is post-apocalyptic.
Post-apocalypse.
And then there is Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome, starring Tina Turner. And that's the first one I saw. I believe, I don't know if it was in the theaters or what, but I went and saw it with my mom. And it blew me away. It was nuts. And it was
79.
also the first time I ever realized that there was like a singer, but then they can also act. That's neat. So, so then fast forward 30 years till Fury Road.
Between the two, yeah. It was almost exactly 30 years. So these movies, all of them have been written and directed by George Miller, also known for Babe.
It's true.
Shut up.
That's
I didn't
true.
realize that.
That'll do,
Happy
big.
Feet.
Yeah. I fucking hate Happy Feet.
I
God damn that
actually hate
movie.
Happy Feet too, but it gave
of
him his Oscar, so I'm okay with it.
Nice.
I love Babe.
Babe also a bit of a masterpiece.
I've never seen
legit.
Babe.
It's
What?
a bit,
Oh
I've
my
never
God.
seen
Next
Babe.
week we're talking about Babe.
it's so good. Babe Pig in the City, it's fine.
Oh, is that
But-
a sequel?
Yeah.
To Babe?
Babe 2 Pig in the City.
Babe 2. God damn it.
I'll do
All right,
Pig.
That'll do Pig. That'll do.
That's
Did you
all
cry
I
a
know.
little bit? Yeah. The very end. I mean, there's no greater like achievement than that approval in that end of that movie. It was just
Yeah.
like, fuck,
They even
man.
reference it in Shrek.
That was like my dad's favorite
He
movie.
goes, "That'll do, donkey."
Yeah.
That'll do. Yeah, he's
That'll do
Yeah.
Pig. Anyway, So, popular director of Babe, George Miller. He co-wrote and directed all of these movies.
Yeah.
They are a labor of love. They do not come out successively. So the first one was 1979, and then the second one was like 81. Okay, yeah, those were back
Pretty
to back.
close, yeah.
And then they had trouble getting Thunderdome put together about 4 or 5 years later, and then he was working on Fury Road for 20 years to get it made and done, and it took about 4 years to like from start to finish because of storms and funding dropout and blah blah blah. They like Charlize Theron had to shave her head 3 times.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
Yeah, because they stopped filming, showed footage, were allowed to come back. He had to wait for them to finish other jobs that they were on.
I didn't realize it was that rough.
It was they shot 450 hours of footage, edited to a 2-hour movie.
God damn.
That is like, yeah, okay. Producer Dylan is like, holy shitting in the corner. How difficult is that? That is literally 1% of all the footage you filmed.
Yeah,
into a movie.
that's insane. Yeah, that's nuts.
And that's why she won the Oscar for editing that year.
Wow.
Movie was nominated for 10 Oscars, won 6, all technically.
Really?
Yeah, dude.
Oh,
It is
nice.
one of the best movies of the 21st century. It is so good, or at least the last 10 years. And it took 20 years to make.
Yeah.
During the course of that production, that development, they wrote 2 other scripts.
Mhm.
One of them is Furiosa, this movie, which was originally, like you had mentioned, supposed to be an animated movie.
Yeah. They were kind of going for the Animatrix type, like
Ooh.
a couple of different avenues. There's like comic books, and we're going to have animated movies, and they're all going to tie into each other, and you have to read one to get to the other. And, you know,
Yeah, from inception, this was supposed to be the Mad Max Fury Road.
a saga.
Mad Max Fury Road was supposed to be a multi-platform story experience. Comics, an anime, the movie, a video game, a cooperative video game, the whole nine. And they had scripts for all of it. The video game became something else. The animated never happened. The comic did happen, but
Yes.
it was just prequel stuff. And and it was no reprints. I think it was only like published
Someone
once.
just emailed me or messaged me today, be like, "Hey, can we get those Mad Max comics?" And I was like, sure, because my distributor says it's available. And so I was like, yeah, man, I'll get that for you. I'll get one for myself while I'm there. And then I put them in the cart and I went to go check out and they were like, get these out of the cart. These don't exist. Get out of here.
And they're like,
They wouldn't let me order them.
Fuck you. No, absolutely not.
And then it flipped you off.
Yeah.
I think that's because George Miller owns the rights to Mad Max. Now, Warner Brothers does distribute the movie and help fund it, but like there was a whole legal drama between him and Warner Brothers, and he won the rights back. Yeah. So they tried to make Fury Road at like Fox for a while, and it just didn't happen. He ended up, but either way, doesn't matter. This movie was conceived. Furiosa was conceived and written before Mad Max or Fury Road ever came out. So these are definitely like of a piece, and it wasn't supposed to be a movie
saga.
The whole thing was a saga. Yes. This movie alone,
not
a saga of a different character? No.
Now that you pointed it out, it's going to bother me too.
It should bother you because
it
grammar matters. Grammar matters. Grammar matters.
I'm on your side. Is it Babe, the Mad Max saga?
It's Babe, a Mad Max story.
Okay.
No, it's Babe, a Furiosa story.
I also loved Fury Road, but it is just a big chase story. But the stunts and everything, I really sort of wowed at the practicality of all the stunts. How much of that was practical? Because watching this movie doesn't seem quite as practical. Was Fury Road also not that practical, and I just didn't notice it? It was hidden better. Or was that?
No, there was a lot. It was very practical with a lot of digital assistance. Mm-hmm. So they would just film like for like 2 to 3 years beforehand. The stunt coordinator who got his start being a bad guy in the first Mad Max movie as a stunt performer. Yeah. They built all of the vehicles. They created all of like the stunts. They practiced with them and had the actor like in Mad Max Fury Road, there's those gimbals that go back and forth. Like people jump from car to car on those big gimbals.
Yup.
They literally were doing that.
Yeah. Okay.
And so like if there's a giant explosion right next to an actor, that's digitally provided. But if the car like flips around next, that happened. Yeah. The one that it's in the trailer.
I would like
in
to
the trailer
see
for Fury Road.
That movie.
Oh, they're so fascinating. After seeing this, I fell back into a Fury Road hole. In the trailer, there's a war boy who does the witness me for the first time, takes 2 war sticks and jumps at a car.
Such a good.
That motherfucker did that. There's literally like harnesses and gimbals on him, and he jumps off of a moving vehicle into another moving vehicle, and it stops right before impact, and then he gets like pulled back. Yeah. And then they just digitally added the afterwards. Yeah. So like they did a lot of it, and it was really, really cool. This movie was a little bit more. You could tell they did a lot of shit, but it was a little bit more digital.
I feel like a lot. There was a lot of bits in this movie, Furiosa, where I was like, digital. Oh, that's bad digital.
Yeah,
like, I didn't spend the whole movie last time doing that. But this time I was like, oh, that's.
I feel super bad. Let's only talk about Furiosa right now because I could talk about Fury Road for 400 years and you haven't seen it yet. So
yes,
you haven't seen any Max.
As somebody who has never maxed.
I've never seen an angry Max.
Any part of the Mad Max saga you have not
just Babe
experienced. just Babe, which is like an offshoot. Yeah. You know what? In the world of Mad Max, somebody reads a story to their child and it's Babe. So it's just like only tangentially
like
connected. Yeah. But what did you think of Furiosa?
I absolutely loved it.
Yeah.
I had a really fun time. This is also my first time going to the movie theaters alone.
Oh.
Little anxious Alice.
Yeah.
Went out and I had a fabulous time. And
I love going by myself.
Yeah.
I love going with other people.
I was going to say that. Yeah.
But there are times where I'm like, this is nice.
Yeah. I was just sitting there with my junior mints, my feet up. It was great.
Yeah.
Negligible.
Hold on. Dylan, what's your favorite movie snack? Alice goes with Junior Mints.
Junior Mints
pretty
all the way.
Regularly.
Every time.
Peanut M&Ms.
Oh, good one too.
No?
You're both wrong. And
I get that a lot.
It's candy or any snack?
Any snack.
It's popcorn.
I mean, I got a popcorn too. You get a popcorn.
I always get a popcorn and peanut butter M&Ms.
I'm one track minded. I usually don't fuck with anything else, just popcorn and my drink. If my wife gets a candy, I'll have a piece or two, but it's It's popcorn all day.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay, cool.
We actually
Sorry,
wait.
continue.
No. Now we're talking about candy. I just want to say one more
Welcome
quick
to the
thing.
candy show.
I'm just going to talk about how cute my fiance is. But when COVID first happened and like I was sad, like we couldn't go anywhere or do anything. I came home from work one day. I was working in an infectious disease lab, so I still had to go like in person to work. Yeah. And I came home one day and he had set up our living room like a little movie theater because he knew I missed going to the movies. And he had ordered on Amazon multiple packs of Junior Mints, and he made our kitchen look like a little concession stand so I could still go get my Junior Mints. And it was so cute.
I'd
Oh
marry
my
him.
God.
I'd totally marry him.
I
am
terrible
Dibs.
boyfriend / husband. Damn
it was the freaking I don't even remember what movie we watched. Costa, if you remember what movie it was.
Did you take? I want to see pictures of this. Did anybody take pictures of this?
I might on my. I might
That's
on Snapchat.
really cute.
Somewhere. Yeah, it was.
Robert says
Twizzlers.
Oh, that's a good one too.
Great poll. Twizzlers. I am a gun to my head. Fruity Chewy versus chocolatey. I'll go Fruity Chewy.
I'm
Gotcha.
ending the stream
Chocolatey.
right now.
Yeah, I am not anti-chocolate. I love
That's
caramel and
crazy. That's
chocolate.
crazy.
But if I was like Haribo gummy bears or M&Ms, fuck M&Ms. I'm gonna go with the gummy
M&Ms
bears
all the time.
every day.
unless it's sour
M&Ms.
chewies. I like sour crunchy
Watermelon
chewies.
Sour Patch Kids are fantastic.
Oh, I get those too
are great.
sometimes.
If you put those in the freezer and then eat them,
I
10
used.
times better.
There was a time when I first discovered sour Skittles that I ate them, and I used to go to the movies like twice a week. I ate so many bags of sour Skittles that I
Did you
had
burn?
sores in my mouth.
There's a threshold.
Yeah. Anyway,
Furiosa. I had an excellent time.
Oh, Furiosa Saga.
And
Go.
Furiosa Saga, comma babe. I had never seen any Mad Max or any Fury Road, and I almost watched Fury Road before going to see this, and I was like, you know what? I kind of want to see how it is as a standalone because I think we had the last time, 2 times ago when I was on, we talked about Phantom Menace, and I mentioned how some people show their kids the prequels first so that they're surprised when Anakin becomes Vader. Spoilers, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
He kills kids too.
He does
So many
a lot of
children.
them. So I was like, oh, it'd be interesting if I can do that. What?
Sorry.
hold on.
You didn't
Chris,
know this? Layered.
friend- No, I understand.
No,
Chris.
that's good.
Friend of the show, Chris Dunn. Popcorn, but fill the butter halfway, then more popcorn. My man, there's the dude behind the counter filling your popcorn bucket. Do you tell the man, just fill it halfway? I'm going to go down there and put butter, and then I'm going to come back and you can refill it again.
There's typically
How do you
one
get
back
that
there.
to work?
There's one back there too.
Oh, yeah? I
Usually-
always take it to go get butter. You can ask them to do that?
Or
That's possible?
There is no way that people that work at movie theaters do not know about layered preference. So they'll either be like, yeah, just bring it back here, or
But
we'll
if
do
there's
it
like
back
a
there.
line behind you?
People will do it.
Oh, yes, they're used to it, says Chris.
Damn, that's
Chris,
cool.
Hot take: butter at movie theaters is disgusting.
And delicious.
Absolutely disgusting.
And I love it.
It's melted oil.
And it's in my veins.
It's so like it's just
Through my mouth. Into my veins.
how do you walk out of the theater not feeling like your face can't breathe?
Oh, no, it's
Just
no,
I
oil.
do.
Yeah,
I
you
do.
know we do.
I
Yeah, we're
absolutely
just like,
despise
this
it.
is great.
I hate it.
I have to
so
shower
much.
immediately.
Yeah, I
I'm
hate
just
it.
sweating oil.
Yeah.
Like I am a giant zit after eating. Yeah, I hate it.
He makes
Fucking
me
hate
pop him
It's
after
just-
the movies. It's pretty
Only-
intimate and gross.
Yeah, you have to sing a special song. Don't tell them what it is, but it's toxic.
It's
Okay.
toxic. I was going to say that.
Toxic.
Okay.
This is it.
Yeah, so I went in knowing nothing.
Yes.
I almost looked up a little something about Fury Road before, like
Yeah.
just to read like the summary, and I was like, no, I want to go in like this is just a movie on its own, like
Yeah.
see how I feel about it.
Did you see a trailer?
No, I didn't even see a trailer.
Do you
I
even know what this
didn't-
movie is about at
No,
all?
nope.
Dope.
Nice.
It was
Yeah,
really. I
that's
didn't know
cool.
Furiosa was a person.
Oh,
Like I was that
ah.
oblivious. I didn't know
Wow.
Furiosa was a
Again,
character. I was like, oh,
that-
that's a
I love
fun,
that.
fun
That might
word.
be one of the problems why movie theaters aren't really making it right now.
Yeah.
The fact that it is a prequel to an Academy Award winning successful movie
Yeah.
from less than 10 years ago.
Mm.
And there's no television that people watch consistently to see it advertised.
Yeah.
It's targeted to people that would know about it already. So
I-
you in your space,
I had
it's not
nothing
being
to
fed
compare.
to you whatsoever.
I had nothing to
Yeah.
compare it to. I had no expectations, and I loved it. I was afraid I wasn't going to be able to follow along because I know there's a lot of stuff going on in the
Content.
wasteland. Yeah, and
There's
I
a
was
lot.
able to follow along fine.
Hmm.
I mean, I'm sure there's certain things I might have gotten better. Like
Sure.
there were certain Easter
the
eggs that I
backstory.
thought about after,
You
but
know
like
what? I would no.
no.
So
I mean, I had a great time.
well, no.
Yeah.
I mean, like, there's nothing. If anything, you probably had a purer or better experience than maybe I did, because every time there was some sort of either foreshadowed or mirrored memberberry, it was like, all right,
Yeah.
I kind of wish now that I'm thinking about it, I kind of wish Furiosa came out first.
obviously.
And got us to Mad Max Fury Road, just because of the question. Well, we'll get into spoilers, but there are questions that I would have liked to have unanswered for myself watching Furiosa, because the character is so much fun. Noel, what did you? We both love Fury Road. What did you think of Furiosa?
So you kind of ticked on the thing that is stopping me from absolutely loving this movie, as opposed to just enjoying it a lot. I think I can compare it to Fury Road because it is a direct line, right?
Yeah.
Fury Road is dialogue light, balletic, and show don't tell. It is like the perfect example of everything is done with emotion and action. We meet in that movie, and I'm going to be very light on spoilers because I cannot wait to watch a Fury Road.
I hope we all get together to watch it.
So we're watching Fury Road.
We meet all of the characters in Fury Road mid conflict.
Yeah.
While they are in the middle of making a choice is made, and then we're there.
I love that.
It is everything you need to know about the character is implied with the choice that they make at the literal first scene you see them in. It was powerful. It's effective. Loved it.
Also,
this gives me 2 hours of leading up to that choice that was already really effective for me in the first one.
Mm.
So is it interesting? Is it cool? Do I get to see more of the wasteland and all of the factions and the political interplay between Gastown and Ammo Farm and all fucking cool?
Yeah.
Did I need it? No. It kind of took the shine a little bit out of like that balletic, impulsive, crazy experience.
Okay. Fair.
A little bit.
I did not have that experience. I was just as enamored with Furiosa as I was with Fury Road. As soon, because I actually walked out, because I saw someone on Twitter was like, "Who asked for this?" And I was like, literally me. As soon as Fury Road was over, I went to my wife. I want a Furiosa. Like, I don't even need Mad Max anymore. Get him out of here. I want Furiosa movies for the rest of my days. Like, I liked her so much.
They had to go backwards though.
I know.
It's a perfect ending.
Yes.
And the same with Max. They have to go backwards because that is such a perfect.
I do wish that we still had Charlize Theron. I understand we can't because it's a little girl, but she could have, right? They could have just like younged her down a little bit.
You had trouble with the special effects as it was.
Yeah. It would have been a little bit too
also
Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny.
He didn't have the best time filming Fury Road.
Oh,
None of them did. None of them did at all.
Well, I mean, wait, do you mean just what it takes to make those types of movies in the desert and all of the problems they had, or were there like personal things?
Oh, all of the above.
Oh no.
Yeah. So the movie took 20 years to make, and during the course of that, George Miller understood every single piece of it. Everything was incredibly complicated. So like they would film for one whole day, 1 3-second sequence of one of the car chases. And they would do it completely out of order. And because he was dealing with stunts, impracticalities, special effects, and weather at the same time, because they filmed in Namibia. So it was 110 degrees.
Don't know where that is.
Africa.
Thank you.
Like the middle bottom of Africa. Like 110 degrees or freezing, like on the same 24-hour period. It was very intense and very crazy. And all of them say like, George did not have time for the actors. Period. So,
which I kind of get.
They were totally like there was no real script either. It was like 400 panels.
Oh, it was all
storyboards.
Storyboards, yeah.
So on shooting, there was really no script. It was just we're in this part of the movie. We're in this part of the movie. So they all hated it. And then Tom Hardy screaming matches with George Miller and Charlize Theron screaming matches with Tom Hardy, and then back and they all fucking hated each other.
Oh, that sucks. I hate knowing that.
No, it's great though, because they had to start and stop production like 3 times. In between, like Tom Hardy would send Charlize Theron notes about like, fucking, I hated it. You hated it, but I kind of miss you. Stuff like that.
Yeah,
like, like we were stuck in war together.
Yeah.
And after the first screening at like a press junket, Tom Hardy like tearfully apologized to George Miller. Like, I didn't know what the fuck you were doing, and I was mad all the time. But after seeing it, like, I am so sorry.
Oh, that's great.
But yeah, it was not a good experience. So, and I heard stuff kind of like that. Like, and Anya Taylor-Joy, you asked, like, apparently in a press conference, they asked her, like, how was it? And she was like, ask me in 20 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
It looked like, I mean,
this was hard.
looking at both of these movies, it is not surprising.
No.
Yeah.
Like,
no.
that does not look like a pleasant experience for anyone. Right? But
Except Chris Hemsworth.
He looked like
my
he had a
man,
great fucking time.
Thank you for bringing him
Yeah.
up. He was delightful this entire film. I had so
agree.
much fun watching him. Every time he was on screen, he stole it.
Yeah.
He just stole the screen away from us.
I would like to see Dementis, a Mad Max story. No.
Mad Max.
Dementis, a Furiosa story.
Yes.
Because he doesn't cross
Max
paths with
saga.
Max at all. Yeah.
Yeah.
Part
you-
of the Mad Max saga.
so I've heard people complaining that they MCU'd Mad Max. Is that just because Hemsworth was in it and was charming and funny?
I think like making like, I don't know.
I thought it was like just prequels and sequels and stuff.
No, I don't know.
Or connected.
I thought it was like, God, what are the words for it? When they make like little quips or jokes, like,
It's very quippy.
That's when people
Isn't
say
it-
like they marveled it. That's what I think
Isn't
of.
it,
But
isn't
like
it so weird that
Undercutting
wait.
drama with quips, right?
Isn't it so weird that none of us know what the fuck they mean because they complain about absolutely everything?
That's what I assume. It doesn't bother me.
What the fuck does that mean?
Yeah.
I thought Chris Hemsworth was great.
He was awesome.
He was a really good villain. I
love his
was
fake
like,
nose.
I was wondering. I don't think I've ever seen him play a villain. Right?
No, I haven't.
Spiderhead, but I didn't watch all of it.
Oh,
watch
I've
that.
never seen that.
Yeah, he knows.
Should we get into spoilers?
If anybody has not had a chance to see this, see it in the largest screen possible.
Go to the theaters, for God's
This
sake.
is-
Go by yourself. It's
This
fun.
is a wonderfully immersive, fun, wild movie. If the idea of show don't tell and minimal dialogue, but all pulse pounding awesomeness appeals to you, do it.
It was, great. Even if you've never seen any Mad Max before.
Yeah,
That's true.
It's
Yeah.
very
I had a
accessible to
fun
get that.
time.
That POV.
It's worth it.
How did you feel about the story structure?
Oh, it was. Have they ever done
No.
that before with the cards, the title
No.
cards, the chapter cards?
See, I didn't know if that was a Mad Max thing.
No, it's
I'm not-
out of nowhere, and it felt a little jarring.
It
but I was
did.
like, okay,
Also, they didn't always like match. I don't know. It was fine.
yeah.
Mm.
The thing I wanted to talk about earlier was Chris
we're in spoilers
Hemsworth.
now.
Yeah, spoilers. So I would have liked. I enjoyed him so much, Dementis, and
Dr. Dementis. He gave himself a title.
Dr. Dementis,
and
yeah.
then he gets hit with the red stuff, and then all of a sudden he's like, "Oh fuck yeah! Now I'm Red Dementis."
Yeah.
I just love him. He was like always on the. He was just kind of vibing with everything. Like,
Having a
this
good time.
change, I'm going to do this. And I think if I seen this and then Mad Max Fury Road, it would have been nice to not know who was the main bad guy moving forward. Like, I didn't know Dementis was going to die in this one.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So I didn't know. You know, but
I had no idea. I was like,
like
you didn't.
I'm sorry, I did.
Having seen,
I did know that he was going to die. That's what I meant to say.
I did not.
But because I know that Immortan Joe is the main baddie of the next film.
Mhm.
Which they do kind of set up in the end of this one with
Yeah.
bringing the peach.
No, yeah, but I mean,
You know, going in.
going in.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. It would have been nice to be. And I
Also-
probably would have been sad.
It's
I'd be like,
like
oh, they
how-
killed him.
Going into Star Wars prequels, not knowing Anakin becomes
That's
Vader.
true.
Yeah.
That's true.
I love Immortan Joe was dope in this movie.
Oh my God, he looks
Yeah.
so cool. yeah. I don't know what he
It-
looks like in the other ones, but
the same.
Older.
It's a different.
Bushier eyebrows is all you
It's
get.
actually it's a different actor because the original actor passed away, I
Oh.
believe, and this was like a younger guy, which made sense. But he's in Fury Road. He's a little bit more of just a ornery old king kind of a thing. In this one, he is such a tactician and is like a politician, and I'm like, that's pretty fucking cool.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
he's very. This is how he got his job.
yeah. Who
Yeah.
was his
Scrotus.
his
Scrotus
children,
and Rictus.
his Scrotus and Rictus. Yeah, they
It was
were
Beavis and Butthead,
something-
literally.
It was
Yeah.
literally
Yeah, yeah.
Beavis and Butthead.
Yeah.
The guy in the suit next to him with the nipples cut out,
And he would just,
and he
he
had
would
like
just sit
he had a
there
gas mask on his
squeaking.
junk, like,
That was
and the thing on his nose.
I forget
He's
his actual
always
name.
look at that
constantly.
cool metal thing on his
He's
Yeah.
nose.
basically the banker.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also, I think I read that he's a former politician in Australia.
Wow.
Oh.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
and that's his thing.
I
Just
didn't
Every
touching his
time he's
nips.
talking, he's
He's
just
like,
rubbing.
I need access to my nipples at all fucking times. So
was-
all my suits have holes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't notice that at first. The first thing I noticed was the gas mask on his pants,
There's a
right
lot
over
of-
his
there's
junk.
a
And I
lot
was
of
like, what is
phallic-
that? And then I was like, what is he doing with his hands? And I'm like, oh my God. I was like,
When you learn that all of
Oh.
the citadels just so in the names, Gas Town, you guys must do gas.
Mhm.
Ammo Farm, you guys must do ammo.
Yeah.
Bullet Farm, yeah.
Bullet Farm, sorry. The Citadel, when you learn that it's milking and birthing,
Yep.
it's like, oh,
Yep.
Gross.
all these guys are fucking awful. I knew they were
Mhm.
awful before, but
Mhm.
hot damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
I think the only takeaway from this movie that was negative for me was the CG at certain times because it seemed out of place in scenes that it didn't even need it. There's a scene where the Furiosa, baby Furiosa goes into the birthing
The vault.
vault,
The vault
the
where
birthing
the
vault.
Women are.
And
their belts.
it's just, it's the same
not
scene as you
things.
saw in Fury Road where it's got the steps coming down and it's sort of this shot going in and there's a woman walking down the steps and that woman is CG. The way she walks is very jagged and strange and she's obviously been put in there. And I'm like, why did they you didn't need that woman walking down the steps. So strange.
There's also too, there's a sense of when you see a sequel, and I know this isn't a sequel, but it did come out after. There's usually a sense of escalation. This movie, which I like, de-escalated because even the action scenes in this are much smaller comparatively. But it increased on the emotional appeal or just like the story. So I like that, but I also still bristle at the fact that I got all that already in the first one. Like her arc in this movie was just vengeance for the most part. It was basically just vengeance. She finally found a home and it still was taken from her. But I knew that because that was the same exact emotional arc that she completes for the most part in Mad Max. So it was a journey that I enjoyed going on.
Yeah.
But I still, at the end of it, was like, oh, all right.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I didn't need
agree.
that. I guess I
agree
didn't
with
need that, but it was
I did
cool
not
that it was
need
there.
but I loved it. It didn't give me anything that I needed to know from Fury Road. Like everything I needed from Furiosa, I already got. I just like.
I don't know why. I just feel allergic to saying love.
Oh, I loved it.
I thought it was fucking cool as hell and really good, but love is hard for me to say because I loved what had already happened and this didn't offer me anything new other than Dementis.
Yeah.
And Praetorian Jack. Fucking coolest dude.
Yeah.
Oh, he
And
was
dude
so cool.
Who's not Mad Max?
But you know what
Very
though?
close.
You know what
Mhm.
though? As soon as they introduce him, you have that wonderful sequence where she tries to stow away and it's really, really good.
And
and
you
then
don't even
he's-
know she's there.
No.
Until,
and then he's like, hey, I'm going to teach you everything you need to know about road war.
yeah. Next scene.
Yada, yada.
Yeah,
Nothing.
yeah.
Like, I don't get to
And
see
now
that.
you know.
Yeah.
And
was-
we're here.
Yeah.
Arguably, that was the most interesting point of her progression from this to this, and they cut it all out.
Yeah.
I'm
I
like, what the
imagine they
fuck?
filmed it, but like,
I don't. Did I need almost 40 minutes of pre Anya Taylor-Joy Furiosa? Okay, that was pretty cool. Would I have preferred?
Yeah.
Anya
Mhm.
Taylor-Joy becoming Furiosa, like legitimately becoming the
yeah.
Praetorian or the Imperator?
yeah. That's true.
I
They spent a
would.
lot of time with Anakin and then they yada yada the Vader bit. Like,
Yeah.
just- yeah.
The movie that was the most interesting that would have really like cut its teeth just seemed like it was left out.
Yeah.
And it's as much as I liked this, it still kind of was like,
Is there a director's cut of Fury Road?
no.
That's so neat to me that Zack Snyder will have director's cuts. But then like this guy who has like 1 million hours of footage was like, nah, I'm good.
George Miller's, so to compare the two, George Miller's a master storyteller.
That's true.
George Miller is very much a dude that's like best idea wins, most efficient act. Like, do I need the dialogue to explain it? Maybe. Can I do it without it? Fuck yeah, get rid of it.
Yeah.
Like everyone freaks out at him on film Twitter about like he thinks that actors are useless and you don't need dialogue. And he's like, no, I think actors are wonderful. I just also think that you can have them emote instead of soliloquy.
Yeah. So
And that's awesome.
Emotions.
Yeah.
So he's like, he is all about, like, he just has this weird natural habit of being the most efficient and going for it. If anything, this was probably his, in the Mad Max movies, this was probably his most like long in the tooth feeling.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
I do agree with that.
Yeah. Road Warrior was, Beyond Thunderdome was a little bit more talky. Also, the way that Max was in the original movies is a little bit more cocky and braggadocious. In these more current movies, he is just get out of my way.
Yeah.
And does not say anything. Just get out of my way. You, that over there.
I will say that all the people who were like, you can't, was it Kathleen Kennedy who had said something about the reason Solo didn't work is because you just shouldn't recast with different actors. It's like,
You can.
I feel like Mad Max Fury Road wants a word with you. Like,
Yeah.
you can do it and it's fine.
People don't give audiences credit.
Yeah.
Like you could, another movie I put on in the shop that no one likes and shouldn't, Superman Returns.
Oh, I still like that movie. Most of it.
You don't.
Half of it.
You like 3 sequences
That's true. I do.
in a 2.5 hour movie.
I do.
Yeah,
That's true.
come on. But that was a movie that loosely took the continuity of 35-year-old movies and just recasted it.
Yeah.
I don't need to explain anything. That's not a multiversal blah, blah, blah. It's just, I just recasted it. And when they were talking about like, what are we going to do with The Flash if this movie's popular? And be like, just recast it.
Yeah.
Oh, you can make it like an in-universe. Like, why?
Yeah,
just recast it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Same thing with
the Hulk.
Jonathan Majors.
yeah, just recast. Who
Just
cares?
recast him.
They did it with the Hulk like twice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And who
There's
cares?
3 different Hulks.
Just recast it. Doesn't
Yeah.
matter.
Yeah.
Yeah. People aren't stupid. They also don't need to be like spoon fed. Just
Yeah.
do it.
Do it.
It's a good movie. No one gives a shit.
It's a good slogan. I feel like some
Just do it. I don't think anybody's got
companies-
that.
Yeah, I think some
No,
companies
I
should use
think-
that.
If anything,
Yeah.
maybe like Doritos.
Just do it.
Just do it.
Just do
Yeah.
it.
Just
Just
Doritos.
buy
I mean,
'em.
that's what when I see a bag of Doritos,
Like,
Just
just
do
do
it.
it.
do it.
I'm at the gas station. I'm like,
And then I start
I'm just
crying.
gonna do it. Is there anything else we want to say about a Mad Max saga Furiosa?
Go see it.
Go
They
see
should
it.
have recast T'Challa, says Robert Monroe Jr.
I mean, sure.
Yeah.
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 And they probably will someday.
Yeah.
But I mean, the
They
people
kind of already did, right?
the people that were making that movie felt it would be insincere, and I'm not going to argue with them
Yeah.
about it.
Mm.
Anything else about Mad Max or Furiosa?
This movie made me want to shave my head, but I don't think I'd look as good. So.
Oh,
I
you
think
know
it'll be
what?
fine. I
I
thought
do
the same
have
thing,
something
but yeah,
I'd like
shave
to
your head,
say.
do it.
Another negative takeaway.
When's your wedding? You got time.
Which, right?
October 2025.
Oh, you got so much
Plenty of time. Plenty of time.
Pause that bitch.
What's that bitch?
Your head, I mean.
Anya Taylor-Joy's bald wig and
Looks like an alien.
fake hair.
Yeah.
Awful.
Oh, I didn't think it was that
did
bad.
she-
It made
did
me
she
want to
actually
shave my
buzz it?
head.
I mean,
I don't think she did.
I don't think she did. I
I
think
knew-
that's a bald cap and a fake.
The long
fake
hair
hair.
was. No, I think she.
Did she?
So the scene that it looks the
See, this is
most
what I'm
real
afraid
is
people
when
will
she's.
say when I shave my head
The
is that I look
scene
like an
it
alien.
looks the most real is when she's cutting it.
yeah.
Like that is a shaved head.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. I also just want to say, I know we got a lot of her younger. Again, I had no
Mhm.
expectations of
Yeah.
what the story should be. I loved seeing that little girl kick ass in the beginning. Oh
was
my
pretty great.
God.
I saw.
That was so fun.
I haven't looked it up, but I saw a thing. Didn't
Furiosa.
let-
George Miller wouldn't let Anya Taylor-Joy shave her head for Furiosa.
Why? That's weird.
Charlize Theron went bald as the character, but Miller wanted Taylor-Joy to keep her locks for the prequel.
Probably. Well, I mean, for all that stuff, but also probably just she's only bald for like 2 sequences in
That's
this.
true.
But
It's not
also,
a lot of the movie.
I mean,
That's not her fault. She says, I was so excited to shave my head. Then George saw me in real life and went, no, we can't. Which is funny. In my head, I was blaming her for not shaving her head, but she was like, fuck it, I'll do it.
I mean, it grows back. But also
just
too, he
So
probably
big.
he probably had like bad flashbacks of like asking Charlize Theron to do it
Do it
constantly.
3 times.
In between filming and stuff. Learned his lesson. What a cap on.
That was one of the only things where I'm like, oh, she just looks so weird with that big head, that big
I didn't
bald cap.
even clock that.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's okay.
Now you will. Yeah.
Now I'm not going to shave my head because I think you're going to think I look like an alien.
Well, just don't wear a bald wig and then fake hair on top.
If you're hiding 2 inches of hair
Yeah.
behind a bald
I'm
cap,
gonna come
then
in
you do
next
look
time
like
with
an
a bald
alien.
cap.
Yeah.
All right, listen, go to the movie theaters, y'all, and watch Furiosa,
That's a
a
good
Mad
one.
Max story.
What's coming out this week in theaters? Because I'm whatever it is, I'm sure it's not as good as Furiosa. What's coming out
I
this
have
week?
no idea.
See, that's the problem. What's coming out this week?
I never know what's coming out
What's
in
coming
movies
out this
until
week?
they're out.
So if I can find it before somebody in the chat does, what is coming out in movie theaters this week, the 31st? Dylan, do you know? Dylan.
Going to my Regal
No,
Unlimited
Dylan's
app.
not
movie
curious.
no.
Podcast?
It's not loading.
The
God
Garfield
damn.
movie.
That happened last week.
No.
May 31st.
Oh, the limited engagement of Spider-Man No Way Home.
That's not what I'm.
Jesus Thirsts.
I need you to
What
help
is
me
that?
not make things worse.
IQ.
What is Jesus
Actually,
thirst?
nothing like
It's a
nothing.
Jesus movie.
I don't think anything comes out this week.
Thirsty Jesus.
Ezra, in a violent nature, in like limited screens.
The Lord of the Rings are going to be back in theaters June
Oh,
8th, 9th,
yeah.
and
Oh, there you
10th.
go.
Coast and
There
I
is-
are going.
There
That's
is no
cool.
new movie coming out this week. Go see Furiosa.
Go see Furiosa.
Do it.
And then also watch Fury Road because it's dope as hell.
And then June 7th, you can go see Bad Boys Ride or Die.
But next week,
I'll be there. I'll see you there.
Noel will not be here.
Oh no, I hate you.
But we're going to be discussing
Acolyte?
Acolyte,
Star
new
Wars-
Star Wars show.
The new woke Star Wars show.
Yeah, and maybe me and you
Aw.
can talk about a horror movie. We'll have to figure that out.
I like horror.
Yeah, let's all talk about horror movies.
Oh, that's true. It's just Brian.
It's
huh?
just Brian.
Nice. All right.
Hmm.
Thanks so much for hanging out with us. And you know what? Oh, we already did that part. We already
Yeah.
said hi to the Omnibuds. Hi, Omnibuds. Again, we miss you.
Hi.
Go see Furiosa, everybody.
Okay, I love you.
Yeah.
And we'll talk at you later.
Bye.
Young John!